have Akiane with us, and she's the childhood artist. You probably know her as the childhood artist. It took me a long time to remember. You're Akiane. What does your name mean?
It means ocean in Russian, but it has a Lithuanian ending. Akiane.
Akiane. So I'm not even pronouncing it right.
Well, you did, of course.
And you're how old? You're 13 now, right?
13.
You're a teenager, baby. Come on. So there's a whole new rules for you now.
Some of the rules stay the same, but some rules change.
Dad's here, so we have to be very careful how we talk about these new rules, right?
It's fine.
That's good. And you're one of 5 children? And
I'm right in the middle. 2 older brothers and 2 younger brothers.
And you have a real younger brother.
Yeah, 11 months old.
11 months old. And you stay up at night and rock him? Is that what you told me?
I do throughout the whole day. I take care of the baby. So I'm kind of the babysitter the whole day.
Oh, you are? When do you get a chance to paint?
I wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, so it's very convenient for me. And I finish at 10 o'clock. And I do my music instruments and my schooling, and then and then some interviews, and then I watch the baby all the whole day.
This is called discipline.
Very disciplined, very.
So you get up at 4 in the morning, every morning.
Every morning.
And what time do you go to bed?
9-ish, 8-ish. So.
Well, it's definitely you're not nocturnal, huh?
Yeah, I don't go to sleep at 11.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Now, you started painting when you started doing art actually when you were what? 4?
4 years old. Yeah, I started drawing.
And tell us about that and how that happened. How did that happen?
Well, it all started when I was 4 years old, and my parents and my family just didn't go to church. We didn't pray. We didn't believe in God. And one day
you didn't believe in God.
Yeah, I just didn't believe in God. And one day I had a vision of heaven and galaxies in different dimensions, and I was very puzzled. I was confused, and
oh my goodness!
You know, I knew this feeling, this good feeling, was inside me, and this voice always started talking to me. And I asked him who it was. He says, "You already know." And at that time, I started calling him, God and love. And he showed me many more places I can't even describe to you because they're so speechless and so beautiful. And since then, he gave me a gift so I could put all my visions down on paper and show it to other people.
Wow.
And progress into painting. So I'm really excited.
Now, when you say that you had a vision when you were 4, did you see this vision with your eyes, or were you asleep? Was it like a dream, or?
It was everything. It was from visions. It was from I could see it in a dream, or actually there was one incident that I was 5.5 years old. We lived in Missouri, and I actually disappeared physically on Earth, and no one could find me. My dad called police, FBI, police dogs. Everyone the whole Rollin, Missouri was trying to find, find me.
Yeah.
But I was gone, and it appeared right in front of the whole policeman crowd. And my mom started crying, and she's asked me, "Where were you?" It's like, "Mom, I was in heaven. I was with God." And of course, she didn't believe me at that point. She is so grateful that I was right there, right in front of her eyes.
You mean you just appeared? Like you were gone and you appeared?
Yeah, but it wasn't like continuous, like dust type of form.
Yeah.
It was half of a blink. It's hard to explain.
So you just showed up?
Yeah.
Kind of like Star Trek. Just beam me up, Scotty, and you were there. Woo!
Well,
how long were you gone for?
7 hours.
6 hours.
6 hours.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
And were you aware that you were gone?
I was, and I was actually watching myself from above. And when I was in heaven, I saw my family and the whole policeman in the house searching for me.
Oh.
So I saw myself gone. And since that point, little by little, those details kind of catched my mom's ears, and she started, inspiring me and supporting me.
Wow.
And then my family.
Now, this is a question I've always wanted to ask you. Have you ever seen God?
Oh yes.
Okay,
Many
so
times.
are you going to give us a description?
Well, it's very hard to tell you the description because when I was 4 to like a 9.5. Every day, very often, he showed me visions and dreams and himself. But since then, it's kind of faded a little bit. I don't know why. It's probably, God told me I was going through a faith stage. I don't know what that means. I think I have to, get more faith, and then it's going to get clearer and clearer. His face is going to get clearer and clearer. But all I remember that he has a very bright face, very loving, and he's everything. It's hard to describe.
Did he have hair?
I don't remember. It's just, all I remember is his eyes. His eyes has all the colors. All what he created is in his eyes.
Really? That's amazing.
It is amazing.
So as you've gotten older, have the visions decreased or
A little
changed?
bit. It decreased a little bit. But somehow when I go downstairs to paint,
Okay.
and I'm out of ideas, I don't know what I'm going to paint, I take the brush and my palette, it just starts slowly coming and coming and coming. And when it's finished, I go back to, my gallery and standing back, and I kind of remember that. I remember that vision or that dream a long time ago. It's really, really mysterious at the same time.
Wow. So at 4 years old, you start having these encounters. You're having visions. You don't even believe in God. So you don't have a paradigm for like, okay, this is God at first.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was. I was not raised in that area.
Yeah. And then somehow you got introduced to Jesus in all this, right?
Yep, and I started telling my parents about what I have seen and how he looked like, and my dad started thinking, he's like, what? And he heard me what I was talking about, and he said, God, it sounds so familiar. And he said that must be a couple verses from the Bible that he read like a couple times, but I don't know if he really was into it. And then he started searching, and there it was. It was the exact same thing. And I never read the Bible when I was 4.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was really awesome.
So, what do you feel like what is the most, like, what does God talk to you about now? The most? Like, I know there's probably lots of different things.
It's hard because he talks to me about everything. To me, he's like my consciousness. Wherever I go, I just talk to him. It doesn't matter if I am in a specific room and I'm closing my hands and I'm praying to him. It's just every moment that I have a chance to talk to myself, he's always there and I listen to him. It could be about the world, it could be about my day, about my past, about what I want to do throughout the day, just everything, just little details kind of pile up.
Do you ever, have you ever seen, the demonic world or any of that at all?
I have seen so many places, I just don't, countless, thousands upon thousands. It could be from these mysterious worlds, it could be heaven. For me, of course, heaven is everlasting, it's never ending. Because I saw many parts of it. I saw, crystal world, everything. And the vision I kind of remember the most is, it's called this scroll of light. And God gave me this scroll of light, and it's filled with wisdom words. It was miles long. When I opened it, it just kept on going and going. And I just was filled with wisdom. And in a split of a second, I started having these words, these encouraging words. And I put it down on paper with poetry.
Yeah, your poetry is amazing.
Thank you.
I read your whole book of poetry. You know what? The truth is, I don't even like poetry. I'm one of those man guys, And so, I got your book, and I'm like, oh, I love pictures, pictures. I'm a picture guy. I really love pictures. And I started reading your poetry that went along with the pictures, right? And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. I like poetry now, I don't like the Shakespeare stuff because I can't understand what he's saying, but yeah, your poetry's beautiful. Does that just come spontaneously?
Oh, absolutely. When I was 7 years old, it took me weeks upon weeks just to do a few paragraphs, but now it's spontaneous. In 5 minutes I could complete 3 pages and of so many inspiring and divine words that can not be described only through poetry.
Now, some of those the poems that you had were so deep. Like, would you write them and understand them, or would you put them on paper and you're like, I have no idea what that means?
Oh yes, oh my goodness, there is so many countless times I could not even understand the poetry that I've been speaking of or writing down. I had to look up in the dictionary to find out this word.
Seriously?
Many words. My mom many times don't understand. My dad, don't understand. My brothers completely don't understand it. But I started understanding little by little each day and progressing on it.
Now, you told me a little while earlier before we were on camera that you're actually the only artist in your family, at least at this point,
Yes.
right? And so you have brothers, right? You have no sisters, do you?
No sisters, 4 brothers.
What do your brothers think of you and your poetry and your art? And
You know, all I can say, they're very supportive. I know they're brothers, of course.
Yeah.
But, you know, no matter what time of day there is, I asked them to help, you know, to take care of the baby or give me suggestions on my art. They're always there, no matter what type of mood.
You take suggestions on your art?
Yeah, sometimes I do. If I get stuck on a painting, I'm just looking at it, it's like, there's something missing, and I just call my family and say, do a little bit there, but it is not very often.
Have you ever painted anything you didn't like?
No.
That's a good, honest answer.
No, I didn't, because if I don't like it, then my inspiration and my effort won't be strong, and it won't be a masterpiece.
So you never started something you're like, I don't like that.
Oh yes, I've started with many mistakes, a lot of mistakes, but when I have a good idea, I'll take that good idea and my inspiration, my effort, and I'll keep going on it. And if I know if that's a good idea, then I'll keep going.
Do you see? I think you may have answered this, but just to make sure you and I are on the same page, do you see visions? I know you said you see them with your mind and all that. Do you see them with your eyes sometimes? Like, do you actually does the world, the room change and suddenly you're seeing things with your eyes? Does that happen very much?
It depends. Mostly, it could become as a feeling, as an emotion, or as a color or a shape.
Okay.
And sometimes it comes right there in front of my eyes. It depends.
But that's not the most common.
That's not the most common. It's mostly about a feeling or an emotion, or just when I'm walking down the street, there's like a beautiful flower.
Yeah.
A little pot, and I could just get the idea, and a bunch of ideas will come to my mind.
So most of the visions that you see are like visions in your mind, like your imagination will just explode with like things that you can see inside of you, but not necessarily outside of you.
Exactly, and if I have an idea of like a model or an animal, then I'll go to places and I'll get some more ideas, and I'll find some models to be there and paint. But it all depends on what I'm in the mood for.
So you paint by your mood. Come on, that feels good. So my granddaughter, I have a 9-year-old granddaughter, and she has an angel named I can't even think of the angel's name. It's been with her since she was 18 months. She called him as soon as she started talking, she would call him a bird. She'd say, "The birds are here."
Really?
Yeah, and she'd interact with them, and she Benaya. It's a woman angel, and comes to visit her all the time. And probably about I guess a year ago, she said, "Papa," she said, "I've been to heaven 7 times in 7 days." I said, "Really? You mean that you're having dreams?" She goes, "No, I'm having visions."
Wow.
I said, "How do you know you're having visions?" She said, "I'm awake." And I said, "Wow." I said, "How often do you go to heaven?" She said, "Jesus said I can come as many times as I want."
Oh, that is awesome.
And the other day she was telling me that she said, "I went to heaven and there was gold everywhere." She said the trees were gold, the plants were gold, but they were alive. They were like alive, but gold.
Yeah.
Like golden but alive. She kept saying, "Papa, they were gold, but they were alive. They weren't like,
like a statue.
Like a statue,
Yeah.
And they were alive, and there was purples and colors." Have you ever had those kind of visions like that?
Oh yeah, I've seen so many things. Like the animals we can interact with. There are flowers.
You could talk to them.
Yeah, there are flowers that have actually a world inside the flowers, and has
Oh, that's some of the stuff
like
you
the
paint.
diamonds and the colors and the gold. There's so many things that you could tell a person, but they will never understand only if they see it themselves.
Yeah. How about, what do you think God's attitude is towards the earth, the world? Like a general, I know that's a big old question, right?
Oh yes.
Like the general attitude, like would you say that God's angry? Would you say he's happy? Would you say he's grieved? Like, is there kind of a common core theme that you
Yeah,
think of?
he talked to me a lot about it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm probably the wrong person to tell you what he's thinking.
Yeah.
I think you should ask him.
I
But-
did. He said, "Ask Akiane. She's my friend." No, I'm kidding. I didn't. I'm
No,
just
it's just,
joking.
he told me many things about it. It could be from the war, poverty, or the love, or the kindness that's spreading around the world, and I believe he's very. He leaves it up to us to think about it. I think.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe what he's thinking.
Would you describe God as your friend?
Oh yes, more than a friend. It's
More than a friend?
It's me. It's part of me, and whenever I talk to him, he's always there, no matter where I am. It could be when I'm sleeping, when I'm awake, when I'm swimming, when I'm reading a book. It could be anywhere.
You ever get scared? You ever
That
get
he's
scared?
not there.
No. Do you ever
Or-
get scared in your life? Ever?
Oh yes, of course I get scared. I always get scared, but not scared of him.
Yeah. So God helps you. Have you ever had have you ever had any encounters with like the demonic world? Has the demonic world ever tried to stop anything you're doing or tried to mess with you at all?
No, not at all. I don't think God showed me that place before. He only showed me
The good stuff.
the good and the kindness and the innocence and the love. And I think I want to stick to that. I want to stick seeing that.
Totally, that's me too. Like, this-
I don't think, I don't want to put any negative in the images in my mind. If
Totally.
I kind of just, my body won't allow that for some reason.
That's good.
So I'm trying to stay.
We receive that for ourselves. Our body doesn't receive any negative either. But okay, so you're 13. When you're 30, what are you going to be doing?
Of course, painting bigger paintings, writing more books, traveling a lot, visiting to many countries, building orphanages, schools.
Did you have a real heart for orphanages?
Oh yeah, since I was little, since I was 3, and I always had a heart for little children. And one day I asked my mom, and I was reading the National Geographic magazine. There were many children from Africa that were hungry and starving. And I asked my mom, like, what is this place? Why is that child crying? She says, Akiane, there is poverty and really suffering around the world, and I hope you can make a difference. And since then, I started, thinking in my mind with my art and my poetry, I will help these people and these children. And that's why I started sticking to that inspiration
That
and
is
keep
so
doing it.
awesome. So, have you ever been to an orphanage?
No, I haven't, but I have donated money to the orphanages, but I haven't
Yeah.
physically been there. But I really want to, just to be there and just to hold these children's hands and comfort them.
Yeah. You're getting a lot of practice with your little brother. Huh?
A lot of practice.
Practice of the rocking chair practice. Do you ever get bored painting?
Of course, many artists. I wanted to tell you that I wanted to quit so many times.
You have? That makes me feel so good.
I wanted to quit, but my family, they was always there to help me keep going further and further, and I'm so glad that they're doing that.
Do you ever do you have days you don't paint? Or write?
Of course, I have Saturday's day off, but to be with the family and my friends and the outside, I'm very grateful to have one day just to soak it all in.
So you paint 6 days a week?
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
It's not a lot if you keep doing day and day, little by little. It won't be so much if you look like that.
How long does it take, like a painting like that size? Your paintings, a lot of your paintings are much larger than that. How long does a painting like that take for you to do?
It depends. It could be from 15 hours to 375 hours. It just all depends on the subject and the size.
What is your very favorite painting that you've ever done?
Ooh, that's
You
hard.
have 2 or 3, don't you?
Yes, I do have 3, but all my paintings, of course, are my favorite. But what I really have attached to the most is probably Mother's Love. it's with Mary and Jesus, and that's kind of what inspired me is from my mom. She's always there for me, and we're like connected somehow.
Did that painting at all? Did you have a vision of that at all? Or?
Oh yes, that particular painting was pieces.
Okay.
I had a little dream from there, a little vision, a little color there, and a little face there, and I kind of put it all together.
Wow. Have you ever sculptured?
No, I haven't, but I love the clay. I love mixing up the clay, but never did a full sculpture. But
Do you have any aspirations towards sculpturing or?
one day I probably will experiment with it, but I love, right now, this particular point, I love playing around with it with my baby brother.
Yeah. Making little stuff.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for the interview.
Oh, thank you.
And we're looking forward to having you tonight and this afternoon with the students.
I'm
and
so
tonight.
excited.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's great that you guys have come.
Awesome.
Bless you.
Thank you.